So there's been some requests to talk about posture and distance away from the golf ball. So if you have any questions about your golf game, feel free to submit your questions to info@mychicagogolf and we will answer them. And so the question is, like, how far should I stand away from the golf ball? What's really helpful to myself and a lot of the people that I work with is having a pre-shot routine where we put our hands on the club first, then we put the club behind the ball. This is where we aim the club face, and then we position our feet. And the checkpoints that we want when we're standing a good distance away from the golf ball, we want about a hand's width space between our body and the golf club. We want balance right in the center of our feet. We don't want to be severely on the toes or on the heels. And we want the club to point towards our waist with our arms hanging down. You'll need to look at yourself in a reflection in a mirror so you could actually see if you're hitting these checkpoints. Common mistakes that I see when people are standing to the ball, they'll either walk in with their feet first, trying to get their aiming of their body first, and then they'll set up to the ball. And then what ends up happening, they're either too close or too far. I'm too close in this instance, so my weight's on my heels, or walking in, feet first, and then having to reach for it. So always golf club first, then your feet in alignment. The other issue that I see sometimes are that people have poor postures where instead of bending from the hip, and this is a drill, all I'm doing is taking a club and I'm putting it right behind me. The club's touching my back and it's also touching my belt back here. And so when I'm bending forward from my hips. It doesn't have to touch your head, things that I want you to avoid. I want you to avoid trying to have a perfectly straight back and doing something like this, where you put bend in the lower back, creates tension, it doesn't feel good. I want you to avoid bending forward with your upper back, which will look more like this, and then your hips, they're not engaged. The reason that we want to have good posture where we actually push our hips back, you could even do this one, take the club, push it back like this, is because when we create a good posture, we could actually turn around our posture and have the bottom of the swing in the same spot each time. Another really good drill is just taking your hands and putting them on your thighs. And then when you're looking at yourself in a mirror, push your hips back until your fingertips go right above your knees. Then you could just have your arms hang down, feel the balance in your feet, clap your hands together, and you're pretty much good to go. This is the same for all the golf clubs. The driver, it'll be natural to, because of the length of it, to have just be a little farther away, and we're only talking an inch. We're not nothing drastic. And then with chip shots, it'll be natural to be a little bit closer to it. When we get closer, it promotes more of an up and down swing where we're descending and hitting the ground. When we're a little farther away, it promotes something a little more smooth. But definitely always look at your posture and your distance away from the ball, because it does have a big effect on where you hit it on the face, whether you're hitting it on the inside and the ball's shooting off to the right, or maybe you're hitting it off the tip. So do one of those drills, and I'm confident you'll start to find the center of the face more often.